Okay, it's with the carburetor clean. I'm going to reinstall the carburetor on the intake manifold. Held on with these two bolts. I've got the gasket in place, and I need to reinstall this governor linkage back onto the carburetor. Before I reinstall the governor linkage, I need to reinstall the fuel line. Just press it on here, and then take a pair of pliers and work this clamp into position. Just grab it here like this, and move it into position. Like that. Now I can kind of turn the governor on, or not the governor, but the carburetor on its side and work this governor linkage through the hole here, and the carburetor is ready to be attached to the manifold. Now I can work the carburetor onto the manifold, insert the bolts, make sure I got my gasket there, and reinstall the nuts on the bolts. And these are 7/16 nuts. With the carburetor reattached to the intake manifold, I'm ready to install this this control carburetor throttle linkage set up to the top of the carburetor. But before I can attach it, I need to reinstall this governor linkage into this hole here on this throttle linkage. To do that, I simply take my linkage here and work it through this hole here, like so. And it's ready to be bolted down. On this throttle plate, you can see where the star washers on the bolts left marks in the plate, so I know exactly where to position this plate on the manifold. Now I can reinstall the bolts. And I think they're 5/16, and I can tighten them down. With that reattached, I can install my reinsert my keel wire into this plate here, like that. Now I'm ready to reinstall my shroud. Just place it on top here. It's got 2 bolts in back, 2 bolts in front, and 1 bolt holding on this oil dipstick housing or conduit. And reinstall that. and reinstall the dipstick housing. And that's on. Now I can reinstall my fuel tank. It's held on by 3 bolts on top. And reinstall my dipstick. Now I'm ready to reinstall my air filter housing to the end of the carburetor here. There's this vent hose here that needs to be, see if I can focus in on that. It's right here. Needs to be inserted in the back of the air filter housing right here. So work this into place. And reinstall the bolts. And tighten it down. Now I can reattach my throttle cable to the carburetor. You can see on the throttle cable that there's these indentations caused from the clamp that holds down the throttle cable, so I know where to position my throttle cable on the carburetor. So I'm going to insert that in there like this, and then reattach my my clamp here and tighten it down. And then after you attach the throttle cable, just make sure it moves smoothly. Okay, with all that attached, air filter housing attached, I can reattach the air filter cover. Just slips in here on the shroud. and then push down and clamps into place. Now I'm ready to start this thing. Should have plenty of gas, although I did forget to check the oil. Let me check the oil real quick. Okay, it's got plenty of oil, so I'm going to prime it with the primer bulb and see if it'll start. Great. So there you go. Cleaned and rebuilt the carburetor. Engine runs smoothly at idle. Engine runs smoothly at high speed. Accelerates smoothly from low speed to high speed. Doesn't leak fuel. Starts easily. So you know it's a good working mower. Hope you found this video helpful, and thank you for watching.